Hey everybody, this is Chris Korman and Stephen Ruiz, the hosts of the Couter, an NFL podcast and For the Win. We're here to talk about the Monday night games. Didn't get to talk about those on our podcast. Ben Roethlisberger returned to lead the Steelers to a 26-16 win over the New York Giants. What'd you make of that game?
I don't even know what to make of it. I felt like both offenses, I don't think we can take any takeaways from what we saw, except for with the Giants, because it looked more like a Jason Garrett offense than we were probably expecting after. I think it's been like 12 years since he's been offensive coordinator. But more so with Pittsburgh, I felt like they were kind of trying to work Ben back in. Like he didn't really throw it downfield a whole bunch. You know what it actually looked like? It looked like the Jaguars offense when they were trying to hide Blake Bortles during that playoff run, where it was a lot of like shallow crossers and drag routes and easy throws, and then the occasional shot downfield. We saw Chase Claypool get involved. But yeah, I hope that's not what the Steelers offense looks like going forward, because if it is, I think that's going to be a problem.
Right. Yeah. Benny Snell, the second-year running back, had 19 carries for 113 yards. Really gashed the Giants. Saquon Barkley was held at 6 yards.
Yeah.
I mean, that's funny. That doesn't even make any sense to me. I cannot even fathom that number. I think we've been talking about some of the offenses around the league seem constrained. It certainly seemed like the Steelers were in the same category. The Roethlisberger narrative of this being some magical comeback was a little weird.
That was strange. He did look he looked so old, and I don't know if that's just what Roethlisberger looked like the last time he played, but it stood out on Monday night, and it partly stood out because Daniel Jones looked very athletic.
Right. That's the story here.
Not very aware of what was going on around him, but very athletic.
Right. Exactly. Let's talk about Tennessee and Denver. I want to read some headlines that you've written about these quarterbacks before. Drew Lock is probably going to break Denver's heart, and the Titans would be foolish to make a long-term bet on Ryan Tannehill's sudden greatness. These are two quarterbacks that you've analyzed and eviscerated in the past. What did you think of them last night in what ended up being a 16-14 win for the Titans?
I wasn't surprised by either's performance. I know the stats looked good for Tannehill by the end of it. The advanced stats, I think he averaged 0.32 EPA per dropback, but he looked shaky all game long, and he had a couple balls that could have been picked, and he had one that was picked, but he got bailed out by a weird penalty. And as for Locke, it's more the same of what we saw last year, where he was pretty efficient on underneath throws, but that's really all he was. Whenever he threw it deep, he missed the guy by 5 yards. It was pretty surprising. I thought the Broncos did an excellent job of scheming things up for him. It looked a lot like a Kyle Shanahan, Jimmy Garoppolo game plan, where there was a lot of short stuff over the middle where he could get guys on the run. He had Noah Fant catching passes underneath and just racking up yards after the catch, and that's kind of like what they do with Kittle in San Francisco, but no passes down the sidelines on the perimeter deep. And when he did, he missed it. That's similar to what we've seen from Jimmy G. And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. It was his first start of his first full season as a starter. So Jimmy G's almost 30. He's making $30 million.
One of the most highest paid quarterbacks in the league. Yeah. Well, thanks for joining us for this video. You can find our podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Again, it's The Counter. We come out on Monday mornings and Friday mornings and cover everything in the NFL.